And it's now time for volleyball action. LaGrange versus Bellville being played in Bellville. Let's go to Bellville. Here's Gary Dushek.
Well, thank you, Mikey. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bellville as we get ready for District 22 4A volleyball action. The perennial powerhouse, the Bellville Brahmanettes, leading the district with a 2-0 mark, tied with LaGrange. But it's been a little bit of a different year here at Bellville. They have a lot of sophomores on it's a combination of 6 sophomores and 4 seniors, and they are a record of 23-13 as they're coming into the nice match. Coach Susan Brewer has been here as the only volleyball. Hello, John Richard. The only coach that Belleville's ever had volleyball-wise with 1,200. She's got 1,283 career wins, trying to get to that magic 1,300. And if they have a good close to the regular season and maybe getting into the playoffs, she might get to that number this year. The Lady Leps, with Coach Ryan O'Neill, having a good year too. They're 21-12 with a 2-0 district record. And again, winning in this building is almost virtually, I don't want to say it's impossible, but I've never seen anybody beat Bellville over here. Nobody beats Bellville in Bellville. Nobody really beats them anywhere. Not a whole lot. No, football's another story too. You just don't win here. And this school is growing immensely. They're building a humongous junior high. And the other thing I was told a while ago, you don't bring up the word Sealy in Belleville very often either. You don't talk, and that's a whole nother story as the two teams are huddling around their head coaches. LaGrange wearing the purple jerseys tonight with the black shorts, gold letters and numbers outlined in white. Belleville is numbered red and white over here. Red numbers and lettering and white jerseys. And I've been told it's not going to be a significant amount of pregame activities here tonight other than, I think so. Yeah. Crowd still coming in. Both of these teams have an open week in football this week. The whole district's off with the exception of Caldwell. And just to look ahead to the end of the week, I'll be camped out in Schulenburg Friday. Weimar and Schulenburg, football and volleyball. And that'll be very interesting. The volleyball teams in that combination probably should still be tied for first. No, not here. Not in. Coach Brewer has been here, I think, since the late 1970s. And Coach Ryan O'Neill, his first year here in LaGrange. As they're going through some introductions here, we've got a good crowd on hand here tonight. All right, let's run through the rosters right quick for LaGrange. Hayden Cooper, Kyla Cologne, Clara Bundick, Kyla Cologne's a senior, Clara Bundick's a senior, Avery Griffin, a junior, Campbell Cooper, junior, Carly Ulrich, a senior, Faith Greenwood, a senior, Breon Williams, a sophomore, also Ashton Smith, a sophomore, freshman, Gabby Holick, junior, Hannah Gross, junior, Ken Alondra, and senior, Kylie Trilishek. And not knowing what the rotation is, but I'm willing to bet you it's going to be Trilishek, Holick, Smith, Williams, and Carly Ulrich, along with, let's see here, there has to be one more there someplace. And very possibly Campbell Cooper, and depending on the rotation they play. For Belleville, they have junior Addison Holloman, junior Summer Anderson, a sophomore Kinley Dinges, sophomore Anna Lishka. They've had a lot of Lishkas here. Emery Mulder, a senior. Rebecca Luxinger, all-stater, middle blocker at the senior spot. There's also Leah Lishka, a senior. Chloe Brantz, a senior. Shelby Mercer, a junior. Freshman McKenna Sims. And then 4 sophomores, Bailey Luck, Peyton Wolf, Brielle Renitsky, and Brooke Berglund, and also Kennedy Abels, a freshman, which is an add-on to the roster because Coach Brewer wrote that one on my sheet. All righty, let's take a break, and we'll be back here in 90 seconds.
Brawley Dental Clinic offers comprehensive services from expert diagnostics to complete restorations. They will meet all of your dental needs, providing full dental care and excellent treatment options. Dr. Carrie Brawley and the entire staff are dedicated to making your smile beautiful and healthy again in their state-of-the-art facility. Brawley Dental Clinic at 110 North Washington Street. They're open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Call today, 968-5813.
Julie B. at 134 North Washington in downtown LaGrange is happy to be a part of today's broadcast. Visit Julie B. for a whole new shopping experience for clothing and accessories. They have a huge selection of John Hart purses and totes along with Kendra Scott jewelry. Julie B. is open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5:30, and Saturday from 9:30 to 4:30. Check out Julie B. on Facebook. They wish the Lady Leps good luck with a special shout out to number 3, Clara Bundick.
Got old documents piling up? Colorado Valley Communications is teaming up with Fade Electric Cooperative for their annual Shred Day on Friday, October 3rd from 8:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. at the KC Community Center in LaGrange. Hi, this is Annette McCormick, Special Projects at CVCTX, inviting you to bring out your unwanted personal documents. We'll shred up to 2 boxes for free, and donations will be accepted on behalf of the Gardenia E. Jansen Animal Shelter for additional boxes. Protect your identity and join us for this year's Cooperative Shred Day on October 3rd. Visit cvctx.com for details.
All right, about set to go. Best of 5 sets. 25 is the point. Win by 2. We get to set 5. It is the first of 15. Other combinations in the district: Giddings and Smithfield tonight, Navasota and Caldwell. We'll have Bellville on this end of the court to start. We are facing the benches. This is not one of the taller teams I've seen, Bellville. Luxinger, but this team doesn't quite have the height of some of the previous teams we've seen. All right, Anna Liska, the libero, is going to serve to start. And the first one will go middle back to Ashton Smith, pops it up over toward the net, and it's over by Avery Griffin, picked up by Liska, and Bellville gets it toward the net. Here's a back 4-0 swing by Kinley Dinges, dug out by Ulrich, and LaGrange gets it over. All right, here's Liska again, outside left, a swing by Bailey Locking, picked up back there by Ulrich, middle back, and they go outside to the near side to Kylie Trilishek, and she just missed the back corner, a little bit too long, point for Bellville, and they go up 1-0. All right, Anna Liska will serve again. That one goes back corner to Ulrich. Ulrich will set it up for Breon Williams, and the tip over kept alive by Hunsinger. And from the back row, another swing from the back line by Anna Kinley Dingish, and that ball never cleared the net. That's a point for the Lady Leps, and we have a side out, and it's 1-1 with Kylie Trilishek serving. Trilishek will send one middle back. That popped up back there by Dingus, and they have to come get it. Dingus from the back line again, played by Smith, back corner toward the net. Here's a back row attack by Carly Ulrich, and that one goes into the net, point for Bellville. And they take a 2-1 lead. First pass has got to get more to the net for the setter, and that didn't happen there. All right, Addison Holloman rotates in to serve. the junior setter. She'll send that one middle back, and that's going to be out too long. Tried to go right at Smith and missed the back line. Point LaGrange on the service error, and it's 2-2. Hayden Cooper on the serve now for LaGrange. Junior back row defensive specialist sends a deep one, picked up the back corner by Dingus. They get it outside left. Here's a swing on the right side by Birkland, kept alive by LaGrange and over by Trilishek. Let's get back to outside left again to Bailey Lockie. She'll drop that one off the block attempt to bring on Williams and down. Point for Bellville, and they go up 3-2. All right, more rotation changes for Bellville. On the serve now is Leah Lishka, the senior. That one goes middle back to Ashton Smith. Gets past the Trilishek, but the set too much toward the net, and that threw off the timing with Breon Williams, and the ball hits the floor on the LaGrange side. Point for Bellville. And it's 4-2. All right, Lishka again. That's in middle back deep, and another missed serve middle back. Point LaGrange. Well, LaGrange has 3 points, and 2 of them were on missed serves. They're serving now at 3-4. Ashton Smith leads. Campbell Cooper on the net, serving Breon Williams. Floater near side, picked up back corner here by Leah Lishka. They go outside left, and that's a swing down the line from the left side by Kinley Dingus, the sophomore, and that is good as a block late getting over there. Point Bellville. Left side attack down the line, 5-3 for the Brahmanettes. All right, here's Luxinger serving. Good low one. Cooper picks it up. Smith keeps it alive and over at a bad angle by Lomson. That ball barely cleared the net on the far side, and they misplayed it. Point for LaGrange. She mishit it. It took the point. And LaGrange serving at 4-5. All right, serving now is Gabby Holick. Back corner here to Anna Lishka. Outside left to go is a good swing down the middle from Kinley Dingus again. Middle back was open from the left side. Point Bellville, and it's 6-4 now for the Brahmanettes. All right, serving for Bellville is Chloe Brandt. Popped up back row by Trilishek. Toward the net is Cooper and over by Trilishek. LaGrange has it back. Here's Trilishek. This is Ulrich from the left side, and that's a little wide. Left side attack. Tried to go cross court past the 10-foot line, but too wide. Point for Bellville. And they go up 7-4. Chloe Brandt serves another one. That's another good low one. Trilishek pops it up. They get it back to her on the right. Over and saved by Kinley Dingus. They set it back to Dingus, and that one is blocked by LaGrange, but nice save by Kinley Dingus, the back row player, and outside of Ulrich deflected. Kept alive back line by Chloe Brandt. Left side attack again by Kinley Dingus, straight down to the floor, and they have had no answer for Kinley Dingus from that left side. 8-4. Block's not getting there quick enough, and it is 8-4 for Bellville. And Chloe Brandt, the senior, serving. That one goes down the line, and another missed serve. That's 3 of them. And the Lady Leps are staying in this with the missed serves by Bellville. 5-8, LaGrange serving. 3 of the points have been service errors. All right, Carly Ulrich will now serve. She'll send one low and back into the corner. Popped up by Leah Lishka, kept alive by Brandt and over. Back corner to Ulrich. Middle set by Holick. He goes to Lomson. Lomson tries to go middle to the corner, but misses it wide and long. Point Bellville on the attack error, and they go up 9-5. All right, Kinley Dingus, their best hitter so far on the back row, so that's a good thing for LaGrange. Shorewin, Ashton Smith, middle back. Holick sets the near side here for Griffin, deflected and kept alive by Anna Lishka, and they go outside left. It's going to be a ball that's blocked, but blocked out. That'll be a kill for Bailey Lucky. Point for Bellville, and it's 10-5. Kinley Dingus, the server. Deep one back to Griffin. Holick sets up in the middle for Lomza. Deflected, save near side by Brandt. They go outside left, down the line. Saved back there by Holick. And from the back line, it's played over by Ashton Smith. A short ball picked up back there by Anna Lishka. Outside left over to Sims. Kept alive by LaGrange. They get it to Trilishek, left side. That's saved by Lishka, and a back row attack by Dingus, and she drives another one down. And she's been their best player. It's 11-5 for Bellville. Kinley Dingus. He's only a sophomore. This one is. Huh? Yeah. Serve goes to Griffin. Holick sets it up into Lomza, tips it over. That was a bad set, but turned it into a good point on the little tip over by Kenna Lomza. Point for LaGrange. And they're serving now at 6-11. All right, Ashton Smith, that's a deep one. Played back corner here off target by Dingus. And this played over by Brandt on the third ball at the 10-foot line. They set up Breon Williams in the middle, save far side by Anna Lishka. Outside left, it goes to Bailey Locking. That ball is blocked back across and down for LaGrange. The block for Breon Williams. Point Lady Leps. Side out. LaGrange back to within 4 at 7-11. All right, here's Ashton Smith. Middle back it goes to Anna Lishka. Overpass on that one right to Breon Williams, the middle attacker, and she drives it down on the overpass. Point LaGrange, and now they're back to within 3 at 8-11. All right, Ashton Smith serving. Some of the LaGrange football players rolling in here. Smith, middle back to Anna Lishka. They set it outside left and played over by Lucky, and that ball is down. Found an open spot past the 10-foot line out of the reach of Harley Ulrich. Point for Bellville. They get the serve back up by 4. Whoa, boy, that's all they need is a bunch of football players sitting over here. All they need now is a bunch of football players sitting over 12-8. Bellville serve back in play. Outside for Griffin. That's into the double block, but down on the Belleville side, Point Lady Leps. And they're back to within 3 at 9-12. Kylie Trilishek, the server. Low one there. And that's shanked. Back row by Kinley Dingus, but Belleville can't play it off that shank. They tried to keep it in play. Point LaGrange on the service error. And all of a sudden, we got a 2-point set at 10-12. All right, Trilishek serving. Down the middle of that one goes. That's picked up middle back there by Dingus. Played over by Luxinger, the middle blocker. Just tipped it. Got it over Breon Williams and dropped it in right behind her for the point. And it's side out back to Belleville. 13-10 for the Brahmanettes. Addison Holoman is on the serve. All right, Holoman will send one to Ashton Smith. Get past the Trilishek. Sets up Breon into the double block. It went back over. LaGrange has it. Outside here for Avery Griffin, and that one is rejected by Luxinger and back down. Point for LaGrange. 6 is a good player. Rebecca Luxinger makes it 14-10. And Holoman will serve again. This one goes deep, and another. Oh, that one's in. Ashton Smith took a chance there, and that ball landed on the line at an ace. Point for Belleville. So 3 in a row now by the Brahmanettes. They go back up by 5. And here's Holoman. Back to Smith. Over. Up. Bad pass. Center. Kylie Trilishek couldn't get to that one. The ball went under the net. That's a point for Belleville again on the serve return trouble, and it's 16-10. Got to get the ball to the setter. All right, here's Holloman. That's a deep one to Smith. Trilishek sets up Breon Williams, pushes one over. Nice diving save by Anna Lishka. Outside left it goes to Locke. Saved back there by LaGrange, and outside for Griffin, and that one is blocked, but blocked out. Point LaGrange, and the kill for Avery Griffin. Side out to the Lady Leps. Get the serve back down by 5 at 11-16. Hayden Cooper serving. Middle back it goes. So this is an overpass. One and put back over by Carly Ulrich. Outside left for Bellville. It is Brooklyn, and that ball is blocked back across by Cooper and Breon Williams. Point LaGrange on the double block. So LaGrange serving at 12-16. Cooper again. Cross course. That one off the top of the net. Kept alive by Berkland. Outside right here to Bailey Locke, and that ball is blocked, but blocked out. That'd be a point for Bellville on the Berkland kill. LaGrange, it's close, but this can't get enough to get even with them. Leah Lishka, the senior, serving. Middle back to Smith. Trilishek sets it near side for Ulrich. That's blocked, but blocked out again. That middle blocker, Rebecca Luxinger, got a hand on it, but it goes out. Point for LaGrange. 13-17. LaGrange has stayed within eye shot of them, but this can't quite get over the hump to tie it. All right, here's Breon Williams will serve a knuckler middle back to Anna Lishka. Middle of there's Rebecca Luxinger in the middle. Boy, caught a shorter blocker and just drilled that one to the back corner. Point for Bellville. And it's 18-13. All right, Luxinger, senior, now serving. She'll send one middle back to Ashton Smith. Trilishek sets it near side for Ulrich and drives that one, picked up by Luxinger into the bottom of the net. They can't dig it out. Point LaGrange. The Lady Leps get the serve back at 14-18. Carly Ulrich with a good swing there. All right. Gabby Holick, middle back. That one goes. And middle gets outside left over to Shelby Mercer. LaGrange keeps it alive. Here's Ulrich from the left, and that's going to be too long. Yeah, that looked long. That was out. Yeah, that was out. Yep, point for Bellville. Makes it 19-14. Yeah, they got that one right. We're looking right down the line here. All right, Chloe Brandt. Yep. Middle back it goes to Cooper. Outside here for Trilishek with a swing deflected, but covered up at the 10-foot line by Anna Lishka. Outside left over to Kingley Dingus, and that one is going to be out for Dingus. Point for LaGrange. 15-19. Lady Leps, again, this between that 4 and 5 point mark. Carly Ulrich serving. Sends that one. There's that one's in, and they dropped that one in between Lishka and the two Lishkas, actually, middle and back right. Line judge got that one right. LaGrange again back to within 3 at 16-19. Here's Ulrich. Same spot, picked up middle back by Anna Lishka, off target. And they get it over, free ball for LaGrange. Ulrich, back set by Holick outside for Trilishek, blocked back over, kept alive by LaGrange, and they get it to the left side into Avery Griffin, and that one is blocked back across by McKenna Sims, and that's a point for Bellville on the block. And again, they get it down to 3, and Bellville scores again. 20-16. Kinley Dingus, low serve, and that's going to be a tough one there, not handled by Avery Griffin on the near line, past the 10-foot line. Point for Bellville. That'll be an ace, and now they're up 5 again at 21-16. And we get a timeout. We'll take a break and be back in 60 seconds.
Look at you, having it together. You've got a car. You have a house. Now get your car and house insured together with a State Farm agent. A local agent can help you customize your coverage and save when you bundle your home and auto insurance.
Call Adam Check State Farm Insurance, 968-3600.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability, amount of discount, savings, and eligibility may vary.
For over 70 years, Special Tree Service in Bellville has specialized in trees and only trees. They serve Bellville, Austin County, and the surrounding counties. They're insured, locally owned, and of course, family operated. They do cutting, pruning, and removing of trees. They have a bucket truck and chipper, and they do stump grinding. So call Special Tree Service today, 865-9647 or 885-8105. Special Tree Service in Bellville, proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast.
All right, serving back. Kenley Dingus serving for Bellville out of the timeout. That goes to Avery Griffin. Overpass that a little bit into the net, but LaGrange saved it, and they did not. A double touch called on the Lady Leps. Point for Bellville. So the Brahmanettes are up by 6 now. It's their biggest lead in the wall. It's 22-16. Dingus again will send that one too deep, and another service there. They've all been over the back line. Point for LaGrange. That kind of kept them in it. 17-22. Ashton Smith. Deep serve here to Dingus. Brand sets it cross court. This played over short by Bailey Locke, and that ball drops in past the 10-foot line, and LaGrange just didn't get to it. Point for Bellville. Now 23-17. Anna Liska to libero. Back corner to Trilishek. Holik sets it here near side. Just tipped over by Griffin, kept alive by Brand. Outside left. There's a swing over there by Bailey Locke. That's saved middle back by Ulrich. And outside right into Kylie Trilishek. And she'll drive that one into the double block. And the ball lands on the Bellville side. Point LaGrange. And they needed that to at least have a fighting chance here at 18-23. Trilishek will serve. Short one. Picked up middle back. Brand sets it up for Luxender. Like, didn't really hit it cleanly. Kind of mistimed the jump, and it went off for one player, and then he goes off of Trilishek on the far line. Point for Bellville. And now they have set point at 24-18 here in the first set. Going on to serve is Addison Holoman, the junior, trying to close out the first set. Holoman will send one back corner, back there to Griffin. Trilishek will set it in the middle for Breon. Tipped it over, but kept alive by Locke. They go into Luxing, and that's blocked back across by Breon Williams. Back row swing by Dingus, and that goes into the net. Point LaGrange, but that was all saved by Breon Williams there on that block of Luxinger. So LaGrange fights off one set point, but they're serving, but again, still set point for the Brahmanettes. Cooper, Hayden, down the line. That's shanked by Holoman back near the back line. They kept it in play, and they got it over to Cooper. Here is Breon Williams, saved by Locke outside right here for Berkman. Blocked back across by Carly Ulrich. Point LaGrange off the block. Yeah, they're down 4. They're still at that teasing spot yet. Still set point for Bellville. Serve, a bad errant serve return by Bailey Locke into the net. Point Lady Leps. Now they're back to within 3. And Coach Susan Brewer wants a timeout. We'll make a 30-second break here. Just the 30.
The mission of the LaGrange Family Health Center is to improve the health of those they serve with a commitment to excellence. Their goal is to offer quality care and programs that set community standards, exceed patients' expectations, and provide a caring, convenient, cost-effective, and accessible manner. Their focus is improving lives through health and wellness. In LaGrange, call 968-8493. In Giddings, 542-7400, and in Flatonia, 361-865-3302.
They were down 24-18, now it's 24-21. Cooper serves another good low one. Liska picks that one up. They set it up for Luxinger, and she's blocked again in the middle. And blocked by Campbell Cooper. And the Lady Leps are not giving in here easily here. It's a 2-point set. Here's Cooper. Oh, this airmails that one over the back line. And that will give Bellville the first set on the service error, 25-22. But LaGrange made it very interesting. So they're up, Bellville up 1-0. We'll be back with the second set in about 2.5 minutes.
Bloomin' Junction at 120 South Main Street in LaGrange is happy to be a part of tonight's Lady Lep volleyball broadcast with special shout-out Libero number 12, Ashton Smith. Bloomin' Junction. Give them a call at 968-5240 for flowers for whatever occasion or time of year, and they also have a lot of great gift ideas. They're open 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Again, located at 120 South Main. That's Bloomin' Junction in downtown LaGrange. LaGrange Tire Incorporated will get you rolling on a new set of reliable tires. They carry great brands like Goodyear, Dunlop, and Kelly, guaranteed to get your family around safely. And not only is LaGrange Tire your one-stop for tires, it's also your one-stop for major auto repairs, brake jobs, and roadside service. Just call 968-3467. They'll take good care of you. LaGrange Tire Incorporated at 547 East Travis in LaGrange. They're proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative has provided safe, reliable, affordable power to their members in 14 counties that covers 3,800 square miles. You're not a customer, you're a member and an owner. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative is also a part of your community. They support your school and its students. That's why they're proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. Visit bluebonnet.coop to learn more. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative.
Cooler temps, school's back, and Friday night lights are glowing. Whether you're cheering at the football field or courtside at volleyball, NBT's digital tools make banking simple wherever the season takes you. Bank smarter with mobile deposits, card controls, and alerts that work as hard as your team does.
Local since 1888, trusted for generations.
Your hometown bank, right here, right now. National Bank and Trust. Let's make this season your smartest yet. Member FDIC.
Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating has the experience, knowledge, professionalism, and quality service you'd expect from a Lennox Premier dealer. This earned distinction means you receive outstanding installation, maintenance, and service on your home's heating and cooling system. Call Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating at 968-5277 today or visit them online at readersac.com to learn more about how they can make your home's air perfect. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating is happy to be a part of today's broadcast.
All right, we go to set number 2 here. The Lady Left put up a fight here. Got beat by 3 points, but they were down by as many as 6. In fact, Bellville had set point, and LaGrange fought off 4 of them and almost pulled that one out. But this is one of the they are very capable of playing. They can play with this Bellville bunch this year. So Bellville did miss some serves, but LaGrange has done pretty well at the net, especially against Luxinger, who is a all-state player for them. We got LaGrange on the near side on my end of the floor here for the second set. Again, both of these teams were 2-0 coming into this match here tonight. It's a 10-match season. Of course, 4 of the 6 make the playoffs. 2 of them will go big school 4A, and the other 2 will go small school 4A. All right, Hayden Cooper, who was serving at the end of the first set, gets the start here in the second set. And she'll send a deep one, and that's picked up back there by Lishka. They get it back row attacked again by Kinley Dingus. And the Lady Leps again with Breon Williams blocked that middle. And it's a point for LaGrange. Breon Williams dominating the middle here. Cooper serves another. That's going to be an ace with a little overspin on that one and drops it back in front of Dingus, and 2-0 for LaGrange. All right, here Cooper again. Low one picked up back there by their libero, Anna Lishka. They go outside right here, and there's a swing from the left side by Bailey Lott. Went down the line and off the hands of Campbell Cooper. Point for Bellville. All right, Bellville serving for the first time in this set. Anna Lishka, the libero. She'll send one near side. Cooper picks it up. Trilishek sets it up for Campbell Cooper, and that's going to be in. Got it over the block and lands right on the line. Back row, point LaGrange, and the Lady Leps go up 3-1. All right, Breon Williams will be the server. Breon will send a knuckler back corner to Lishka. Grant sets up Luxinger, and boy, clean swing here. Got a quick short set, and the block never got there, and Rebecca Luxender puts it down and away, and it's a point for Bellville to make it 2-3. All right, serving for Bellville is Addison Holoman, the junior. All right, Holoman will send one middle back to Ashton Smith. Trilishek sets one at the back set to Ulrich in the middle, saved by Lishka, and a little tip over here by Rebecca Luxinger is in. She mishit that, didn't time the jump right, but got enough of her hand on it to get it over the net, and it lands right on the near line. Point for Bellville. And we're tied at 3. Addison Holoman will serve. That's a deep one, and that's out. 2 long back line service error for Bellville. And that is about 5 or 6 of those that they've missed the back row on. So LaGrange serving at a 4-3 lead, down 1-0. Rick Holick serving, or should be, this is Gabby Holick. Good deep one there. That's mishandled by the libero, Anna Lishka. That ball probably would have went out, but she played it. Point LaGrange, and they're up 5-3. Right, Gabby Holick serving. Low one up service there into the net, point Bellville. So they get the serve back down 4-5. All right, Leah Lishka will serve. A senior. Deep one, back corner to Trilishek. Good pass. Holick will set it up outside for for Carly. She was way off the net, and that just didn't look right. And it's a point for Bellville as that ball sailed over the back line. So we're tied at 5 now. Bellville serving. Back corner, Trilishek. Ashton Smith will get it back to Trilishek on a block back over by Luxinger. And then LaGrange can't cover it off the block. Probably a ball that probably should have been handled. Point for Bellville, and now they're up 6-5, and they've scored 3 in a row. All right, Lishka again, played by Cooper, middle back. Outside for Ulrich, just pushes one deep and got it in, out of the reach of Leah Lishka. Instead of going for the big swing, she just pushes one back corner, point for LaGrange, and that ties it up. As the Lady Leps get the serve back at 6-6. Carly Ulrich will serve. Good knuckler there, but it's picked up back corner there, near overpass by Dingus. Contested ball at the net, and I think they're going to get Bellville for a double touch. Point LaGrange. And whistle against Rebecca Luxinger. All right, Ulrich again will send a knuckler. That's a good drop knuckler there. Drops right in front of Kinley Dingus. That was a split finger pitch there. Point LaGrange, and 8-6. Carly Ulrich serves another one. That's picked up by Liska with a bad serve return. They dug it out of the net, though, and got it over. LaGrange almost gave up on that one too quick. Here's a push over by Lomza, a little tip. Luxinger, again, the setting and the timing wasn't perfect, but she got it over and dropped it into the spot while she was off balance. Point for Bellville. She just adjusted in the air for it and got it over. So the Brahmanettes serving at 7-8. It is Luxinger serving, and a short one picked up by Smith, middle back. Holick sets it up outside for Griffin, and that's too deep. Just tried to push one back into the corner. Didn't swing at it, but it was too long, and that ties it up at 8-all. Bellville won the first set, 25-22. All right, here's Luxinger again with the serve. A short one picked up by Griffin, far side. Back set by Holick out here for Trillershake, deflected. Covered up back row by Leah Liska. Outside here to Kinley Dingus, and she'll just push one down the line from the left side. Out of the reach of the Lady Lep back row into the corner point. Just a well-placed ball there by Bellville, and they take the lead now at 9-8. Scoring 3 in a row. Rebecca Luxinger will serve. That's a short one. And top of the net. Service error. Point LaGrange. Well, LaGrange has been aided by these service problems for Bellville tonight. 9-9. LaGrange gets the serve back. And it is Ashton Smith. Deep one. Picked up middle back. They set it up in the middle. A push over there by Liska, but blocked back over by Breon Williams. LaGrange gets it back. Holick for Trillershake down the line, and she was kind of flat-footed, and that ball was out. Yeah, it was wide. It missed the sideline. Point for Bellville. So Bellville gets the lead back and the serve at 10-9. Chloe Brandt will be the server. Middle back to Ashton Smith, pops it up a bit. Oleg goes, gets it. Back row attack by Harley Ulrich, and it's good. From the back row, point LaGrange, and I think they were in the net anyway. Point for the Lady Leps. And we're tied at 10. All right, here's Trillershake serving back corner. Picked up back there by Dingus. To get it back to her from the back row, and she just pushes it into the net. Point LaGrange. And they're up again. There was ever a night LaGrange could pull off one here in Bellville, tonight would be the night. They're hanging right with them. Kylie Trillershake with the serve back into the corner. Picked up back there by Liska. They go back to her, and that one does not go with clear the net or was blocked back across either by Grip. Either way, it's a point for LaGrange. And it's 12-10. Here's Trillershake again. Pops that one up short. Saved by Anna Liska. And they get it. They pop it up, and they can't get it over. Point LaGrange. It is 13-10 for the Lady Leps. And Coach Susan Brewer is not real thrilled. Timeout Bellville. 60-second break. We'll be back.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Brawley Dental Clinic is dedicated to making your smile beautiful and healthy again. With their state-of-the-art facility, they offer everything from expert diagnostics to complete restorations. Brawley Dental Clinic has comprehensive services in dentistry that meet all of your dental needs, providing full-service dental care with excellent treatment options. Contact Brawley Dental Clinic today to make an appointment at 968-5813, located at 110 North Washington Street, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5.
KBUK, LaGrange.
All right, Kylie Trilishek with the serve. Picked up back corner there by Kinley Dingus. They go back to Dingus in the right. Dug out near corner by Trilishek. Back row, a little push up. Didn't quite. Carly Ulrich tried to finesse one over from the back row and hit the top of the tape and stayed on the wrong side of the net at the point for Bellville. So they get the serve back, serving at 11-13. And the server is Kinley Dingus. Down the line it goes to Ulrich. Trilishek sets up Breon, just pushes one deep and, got it on the line. I don't know how she did that, but she just basically put a lob wedge to the back line and then hit the line. Point LaGrange makes it 14-11 because they really crashed the net on her that time, and she just went right over them. All right, Hayden Cooper now serving. Cooper will send it deep one into the corner, picked up back there by Summer Anderson. Outside here, the near side, tipped over by Locke. LaGrange has it. Here is Campbell Cooper. Good swing. They keep it alive on the back row and got it over with Lishka. Trilishek for Breon Williams, and that was going to be shot off the arms of Anna Lishka with the quick short set and big swing. Point LaGrange, and it's 15-11. Right, Hayden Cooper will serve. Low serve, into the net. Service error, point for Bellville. 12-15, they get the serve back. All right, Anna Lishka's sophomore libero serving. Down the near line to Cooper. Hayden Cooper. Trilishek sets it out there for Ulrich. Left-handed, tips it over. And we got a net call. Bellville in the net. Point LaGrange. And the Lady Leps side out, get the serve back. Serving it. They're leading 16-12. LaGrange is trying to get a sub in here. And the net official was a little quick. All right, Lomza will leave, and they'll bring back in on the net. This will be Hannah Gross. Breon Williams is the server. As Williams will send one middle back. Brandt will set up. Luxing tips it over. Trilishek covers at the 10-foot line. Cooper sets up Ulrich on the left side. Good pickup back row by Lishka. And back to Luxinger, and with the left hand, she pushes one to the far side, just past the 10-foot line and in. Point Bellville. Lady Leps still up by 3 as Bellville serving at 13-16 with Addison Holoman, the server. Holoman will send one middle back to Smith. Trilishek sets it back cross-court left over to Ulrich, brought back over by Luxton, but Ashton Smith played it deep. Here's Bellville, another pushover right to Smith on the far side. Trilishek sets up Ulrich, and that one is going to be down, but a pancake stays up. The ball was down. Point LaGrange. Heel for Ulrich. 17-13 for the Lady Leps with the serve. Gabby Holick will be the server. Lady Leps are up 4. Holick, back row. They set it out backside right over to Bailey Locke, and that ball is going to be out. Point LaGrange. Lady Leps are up by 5 at 18-13 here. And another timeout taken by Coach Susan Brewer. Lady Leps are up 5. Trying to even it up. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Julie B. at 134 North Washington in downtown LaGrange is happy to be a part of today's broadcast. Visit Julie B for a whole new shopping experience for clothing and accessories. They have a huge selection of John Hart purses and totes along with Kendra Scott jewelry. Julie B is open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5:30, and Saturday from 9:30 to 4:30. Check out Julie B on Facebook. They wish the Lady Leps good luck with a special shout out to number 3, Clara Bundick.
All right, Lady Leps trying to tie this match up. They're up 18-13 here in the second set. Baseball playoffs, the Yankees lead the Red Sox 1-0 in the top of the 7th inning, if anybody cares. All right, Gabby Holick serving again for LaGrange. Just send one back corner. That's popped up back there by Liska, and that ball is shanked into the seat. That's an ace, or Bailey Locke, rather. Point LaGrange, and it's 19-13 for LaGrange. All right, Holick. Well, they got a deep one back corner. Too deep. Missed it. Tried to hit that same spot, but overshot. They had two players in that back corner back there, but the serve was out. Point for Bellville. They get the serve back now at 14-19. Leah Liska, the server. Liska will send one near side to Ashton Smith. Good pass to Holick. They set up Carly Ulrich here on the right side, and that was a little more. They looked like they were going to go to Rose in the center. She back set it to Carly Ulrich and just got it one down the near line from the right side. Point Lady Leps, and it is 20-14. This Bellville defense is a little not quite what I'm used to seeing. Here's a serve, good one by Ulrich, picked up middle back. They go outside here left to over to Dingus. LaGrange keeps it alive, and over by Griffin. Bellville gets it back. They go back to Griffin on the left block, back across, but a nice throw at the 10-foot line by Holick, and Griffin didn't miss hit the next one. They kept blocking it back, and Gabby Holick kept covering at the 10-foot line, but LaGrange gives up the point. 15-20. Belleville still down 5 here. Rebecca Luxinger, the server. She'll send one middle back to Ashton Smith. Holick keeps it in play, and over by Trilishek back into the corner to Hannah Liska. Outside right. Here's Berkman, blocked back over by Griffin, and they can't cover the block. Point LaGrange. Avery Griffin with the kill. Side out. LaGrange up 21-15. All right, Ashton Smith will serve. He'll send one middle back. Popped up back there. Outside here right. Here's a swing by Liz. Blocked back over by Breon Williams and played over by Addison Holoman. And LaGrange is going to get called for a lift. Yeah, and Coach O'Neill doesn't like that call at all. Yeah, they don't. They hardly call lifts anymore at all. And out of the blue, that one comes. Yeah, whatever. Coach O'Neill likes the explanation he got, so that's fine. All right, Bellville serving at 16-21. They get the serve in down the line to Ulrich. They set it outside for. I think that was supposed to go to Williams, and it wind up going to Griffin. He's got it over outside left here to Dingus. Picked up middle back by Ulrich. And let's see, somebody make a call on that ball down the back line. I think they called it out. I think LaGrange was hoping for a touch, but didn't get it. Point Bellville, 17-21. Bellville serving with Chloe Brandon. Bellville scores here, we're going to get a timeout. You watch. Ashton Smith, they outside for Trilishek on the right. Deep ball, they pop it up back there. They keep it in play, and Brand plays it over. Free ball for LaGrange. Smith. Polig sets up, and they're going to call LaGrange in the net. Point for Bellville, and that cuts it to 3 at 18-21. Chloe Brand serving. Boy, this is a much-needed point here. Down the line to Ulrich, pops it up to Smith toward the net. Out. Kylie Trilishek gets one deep, and they misplay it. Back row, point LaGrange. Didn't swing at it big, but she hit it in a good spot. Much-needed point for the Lady Leps there. They get the serve back at 22-18. Kylie Trilishek serving. Back corner it goes. Picked up back there by Dingus. They set it up into the middle for Mercer. Brought back over by Breon Williams. She plays it over again to keep it alive. Outside left of Sims. Saved by Trilishek near side. Back row attack by Ulrich. Off the top of the net. And they can't play it. Point for LaGrange. 23-18. Bellville has no more timeouts. They got to play this out. Yep, get the serve in first and foremost. Kylie Trilishek will serve. She'll jump serve one in the corner back there. Popped up back there by Dingus to get it toward the net. Pushed over and a block. A block by Campbell Cooper on the pushover from McKenna Sims. Point LaGrange, and it's set point. I can't remember the last time LaGrange won a set here against Bellville. They got a chance to here. Set point for Trilishek. Drives that one up the top of the net to keep it in play. A back set it far side for Dingus. Near side, diving save by Trilishek. Overpassed it, and they push it back across. LaGrange scrambling, and they can't get it. Point for Bellville. They stay alive. 19-24. It's Bellville serving. Kinley Dingus is still set point for LaGrange. All right, Dingus serving. Short service there. A point Lady Leps, and we're tied. 25-19. Baby steps of win in the set here in Bellville. LaGrange wins the set. Second set, 25-19. We're all leaving at one set apiece. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes.
Got old documents piling up? Colorado Valley Communications is teaming up with Fade Electric Cooperative for their annual Shred Day on Friday, October 3rd from 8:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. at the KC Community Center in LaGrange. Hi, this is Annette McCormick, Special Projects at CVCTX, inviting you to bring out your unwanted personal documents. We'll shred up to 2 boxes for free, and donations will be accepted on behalf of the Gardenia E. Jansen Animal Shelter for additional boxes. Protect your identity and join us for this year's Cooperative Shred Day on October 3rd. Visit cvctx.com for details.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Adam Check State Farm Insurance, 968-3600. For over 70 years, Special Tree Service in Bellville has specialized in trees and only trees. They serve Bellville, Austin County, and the surrounding counties. They're insured, locally owned, and of course, family operated. They do cutting, pruning, and removing of trees. They have a bucket truck and chipper, and they do stump grinding. So call Special Tree Service today, 865-9647 or 885-8105. Special Tree Service in Bellville, proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. The mission of the LaGrange Family Health Center is to improve the health of those they serve with a commitment to excellence. Their goal is to offer quality care and programs that set community standards, exceed patients' expectations, and provide a caring, convenient, cost-effective, and accessible manner. Their focus is improving lives through health and wellness. In LaGrange, call 968-8493. In Giddings, 542-7400, and in Flatonia, 361-865-3302. LaGrange Tire Incorporated will get you rolling on a new set of reliable tires. They carry great brands like Goodyear, Dunlop, and Kelly, guaranteed to get your family around safely. And not only is LaGrange Tire your one-stop for tires, it's also your one-stop for major auto repairs, brake jobs, and roadside service. Just call 968-3467. They'll take good care of you. LaGrange Tire Incorporated at 547 East Travis in LaGrange. They're proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast.
All right, welcome back. 1-1 here in Bellville. We've been trying to visit with some of the folks here that have come to a lot of this. We can't remember the last time LaGrange took a set from Bellville, and now we're even going to set 3. But we're a long way from being done. All right, Bellville will serve here to start the third set. Their libero, Anna Lishka. And here we go. One on right to Carly Ulrich. Trilishek will set up. Breon will set a little too long. She got it over, though. Bellville's got a chance here. Left side attack by Lockie. Saved by Avery Griffin. They go back row for Carly Ulrich and drove that one into the net. Hitting error, and Bellville jumps out to a 1-0 lead here to start the third set. All right, Lishka will serve again. Back corner, near side to Ulrich. They go outside, a little slide attack by Avery Griffin, and that one is too long from the right side. Point Bellville, and it's 2-0. All right, Anna Lishka serves another one. Shorewin middle back to Smith. Trilishek sets it up for Brilliant Williams. Deflected, but no cover. That deflection went to the back row, and it went right between two back row players. Point LaGrange. Side out to the Lady Leps, and now it's 1-2. All right, Hayden Cooper will serve. All right, Cooper will send one deep, middle back. Lishka picks that one up back there. Grant will set up Luxfinger. Just tipped it over into the double block, but the ball, instead of going back over, went sideways and hits the 4. Point for Bellville. And they go up 3-1 here in the third set. We're 1-1. Addison Holoman will be the server. She'll send one picked up middle back by Smith. They go outside here on the left side to Harley Ulrich, and she drives that one over Luxinger, and again finds a gap between those back row players. Point for LaGrange, and the Lady Nets get the serve back, serving at 2-3. All right, Breon Williams will be the server. Breon will send one back corner here. They pick it, overpassed it a bit. They got it to Luxinger. She puts one down. Got it around the block on that little short set. Puts one in the back corner. Point Bellville. And they're up 4-2. All right, serving for Bellville is Leah Lishka. Middle back to Smith. Popped it up a little bit. Cooper toward the net. Hayden and over by Lomza. Free ball for Bellville. Outside left. Here's a swing by Dingus, and that's going to be down the line and good. Around the block attempt of Campbell Cooper. Point Bellville, and it's 5-2. Leah Liska will serve. She'll send one down the line to Campbell Cooper. They send it back to Cooper on the right, and that's into the net. Hitting error, point, Bellville, and they go up 6-2. All right, Leah Liska will be the server. She'll send one down the line, Cooper, and she'll shank that one. That'll be an ace, point for Bellville. Campbell Cooper on serve return. All right, Leah Liska, and we get a timeout. This will be a LaGrange timeout. Bellville up 7-2 here in the third. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Bloomin' Junction at 120 South Main Street in LaGrange is happy to be a part of tonight's Lady Lep volleyball broadcast with special shout-out Libero number 12, Ashton Smith. Bloomin' Junction. Give them a call at 968-5240 for flowers for whatever occasion or time of year, and they also have a lot of great gift ideas. They're open 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Again, located at 120 South Main. That's Bloomin' Junction in downtown LaGrange. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative has provided safe, reliable, affordable power to their members in 14 counties that covers 3,800 square miles. You're not a customer, you're a member and an owner. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative is also a part of your community. They support your school and its students. That's why they're proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. Visit bluebonnet.coop to learn more. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative.
All right, ball back in play, Bill. We're up 7-2. Here's a swing by Carly Ulrich. Boy, what a good swing there. Left side, straight to the floor, and the block was really slow getting there. Point LaGrange. And the Lady Leps get the serve back at 3-7. All right, serving. This is the Gabby Holick. Middle back to Liska. They set up Luxinger. Timing was off, but tipped it over. LaGrange covered with Ashton Smith. Then they go outside left, and Carly Ulrich drove it into the net. Point for Bellville on the hitting error. And the Brahmanettes are up 8-3. All right, Rebecca Luxinger, the server. She'll send one near corner to Trillich. A good pass to Holick. Oh, and tipped over by Carly Ulrich. Bellville has a chance here outside for Liska. Good dig back corner there by Ashton Smith, and outside for Trillich. Plays it into the near corner. Over to Leah Liska. LaGrange gets it back across. Outside right here into the double. That's Sims blocked back over by Ulrich. LaGrange has it. Here's Holick setting up Lamza, and that's too long. I think LaGrange was looking for a tip at the net, but didn't get it. I think they thought that middle blocker got a piece of it. But it's a point for Bellville, and now they're up 9-3. And Liska serving. No, excuse me, this is Luxinger, rather. Holick sets it up, pushed over by Trillicek into the double block, but a good recovery by Holloman in the corner here, and they got it over. Ashton Smith pushes one cross court over to Kylie Trillicek, and instead of setting it, more or less just tipped it over to the 10-foot line. That was almost a double touch by Ashton Smith on that pass that went from the corner all the way to the far side to the net. So LaGrange serving at 4-9. Low serve by Ulrich, pick up by Liska back here. Back row attack by Berkland, and that ball is too long. Point LaGrange. Back row attack misses by Berkland. And the Lady Leps back to within 4 now at 5-9. We're one set apiece here in Bellville. Here's Ulrich. Good low serve there, but it's a little wide. Had a little zip on it, but just missed that far line. Point Bellville. Side out. Back to the Brahmanettes, and they're serving at 10-5. All right, here's Chloe Brandt down the line. That one goes to Avery Griffin. They go back to Avery on the 11. That goes into the double block. I don't think it went over either way at the point for Bellville on the block, and they're up 11-5. LaGrange won the second set to tie up the match. Here's Brandt, deep one, service error. We've had a few of those by Bellville tonight. Side out, back to LaGrange, and they get the serve back at 6-11. Ashton Smith will serve. Down the near line, Dingus picks it up, back to the right side, over by McKenna Sims, and that ball blocked out. Breon Williams, point for Bellville, and now they're up by 6 again at 12-6. Kinley Dingus, the server. Short one, middle back. Ashton Smith picks it up, but that return went right into the net, and Gabby Holick tried to dig it out of the net but couldn't. Point Bellville, and now they're up 13-6. All right, Dingus again, short one, and that's shanked by Trilishek, and they can't get that one on the low serve. Couple of rough serve returns there back-to-back, and the Brahmanettes are up by 8 at 14-6. They've got to hit the reset button here. All right, Dingus will serve. That one's in that's a resetter right there to serve it into the net. Point LaGrange, side back out to the Lady Leps, as they're serving at 7-14. Kylie Trilishek will be the server. Near side serve, a good short one. That's short hop. Summer Anderson, well, that was a well placed. It's deep enough to get past the right side blocker and not far enough to get to the back right. Point LaGrange, and it's 8-14. Another serve back corner here. That one's picked up by Anderson. They go outside left over to Bailey Locke, and that ball, and LaGrange got called in the net. Campbell, who'd they call in the net? Cooper? Yep, boy, that swing was out too, but a point for Bellville on the net violation. And they lead 15-8 with the serve. Lishka, the little short one, and a short, that one didn't. Ashton Smith a little slow coming up for it, cannot pick it up. That's an ace on the little drop serve, makes it 16-8. Brahmanettes pulling away here in the second set. Third set, good serve that set that time. Breon Williams with a swing, saved by Lishka, outside left to the far side over the lock. LaGrange keeps it in play, and a back row swing by Ulrich, kept alive by Lishka. Then they hit it back at Ulrich, diving save there, and they get it to Breon Williams, but that pushover was too long back wide here in the corner. Point for Bellville, and they're up 17-8, biggest lead of the night. Then we're going to get a timeout, I think, taken by the Lady Leps. They're down 17-8 here in the third. Let's take a 30-second break and be back.
Hey, don't you work at National Bank and Trust?
I sure do. Just grabbing dinner like everyone else.
I always see you at the branch, and now in the cereal aisle.
We're your neighbors. That's what being local means. We've been here since 1888. Still independent, still your bank.
Well, thanks for being a part of our lives. You guys really are here for good.
And here for you. Thanks for trusting us.
National Bank and Trust. Local, trusted, since 1888. Member FDIC.
All right, the Lady Leps are down 9 here in the third set. This is the biggest gap of any of the sets so far. It's a 1-1 match. LaGrange has no timeouts left in this set. They took their second one on this timeout. All right, Bellville serving. As Anna Lishka gets it in, Lady Leps have it. Back set, Trilishek out here to Griffin, and we get a whistle, and Bellville got caught in the net. Point for LaGrange. Well, yeah, they got to put a few together here. They're down 9-17 with the serve. Hayden Cooper serving a short one, and they can't play it. Good low serve there with some overspin on it. Bailey Locke couldn't handle it. Ace point, Lady Leps. And it's 10-17. LaGrange needs to reel off a few in a row here. Cut into this deficit. Cooper, good low one. They picked that one up on the overpass, though, right to Breon Williams. A big swing, but picked up by Liska. They get it to Luck Center. Good save by Kylie Trilishek, and outside here for Harley Ulrich on the left side, and she drills that one to the feet of their back right. Point for LaGrange. That's 3 in a row now. All right, Cooper again. Hayden, far side, picked up over there by Bailey Locke. They go outside into the right side to Sims. Ball back over by Ulrich, and they get the ball. They roll it over, saved by Breon Williams. Kylie Trilishek got away with a bad set, and then the ball over by Ulrich, and they misplay it. I think they got away with a double touch on that set, but we'll take it. Point LaGrange, and it's 12-17. Back to within 5. And we're down by 9. Cooper, middle back, gets to Anderson. Outside for Luxinger, and that goes into the double block, but the ball landed on the wrong side of the net. Point for Bellville. Breon blocked it, but it landed on the wrong side of the net. Point for the Brahmanettes. So Bellville serving at 18-12. Addison Holloman on the serve. Middle back, Cooper. Trilishek sets it near side for Ulrich. Calls for it. Good ball there from the left side. Down the block and hit that spot about 1.5 foot past the 10-foot line on the other side. Point for the Lady Leps. Serving now at 13-18. Breon Williams will be the server. Down the middle, that goes. Liska overpassed it to Ulrich, put it back across, but they kept it alive and got it over. Trilishek, Cooper, here's Ulrich, and that's going to, they won't get that one. Left side attack, what happened here? Left side attack for the Lady Leps, and they score again as my speaker plug came out, and I couldn't hear myself. That's not good. 18-14, Bellville with a timeout. We'll be right back.
Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating Incorporated in LaGrange is proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. A Lennox home comfort system from Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating gives you and your family around-the-clock comfort at a perfect temperature. Call 968-5277 to learn more. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating along with Lennox. Comfort is just a phone call away. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
All right, Lady Leps creeping back into this third set, down by 4. They were down by as many as 9. It's 1 set all here in Bellville. The football field is the pasture of Pam, or what they call the gym. Here's Breon Williams' serve. Bellville's got it. Luxinger left side, drives one, dug out by Hayden Cooper. Trilishek sets up Ulrich, and that ball is going to be picked up. That ball was on the floor, yeah. The middle back short hopped it. Little slow on the whistle there. Little slow with the whistle there. Point for LaGrange, and they're down by 3. 15-18, Breon Williams serving. What a good comeback this has been. Williams near side, and not too long, missed the back line. Bailey Locke thought about it, but that ball was well out. Point for Bellville, and they get the serve back at 19-15. Still up in the air, though, in this third set. Liam Liska serving. Back corner goes to Hayden Cooper. Trilishek sets up Ulrich. Mishit it. Got a low one. They kept it in play, and they got it over. Free ball for LaGrange. Trilishek will play it over the center. Has done that all night. Well played. right to the 10-foot line, right in the middle of everybody, just guided it over instead of setting it. She hadn't done that all night. Picked a good time for that. 16-19, LaGrange serving with Gabby Holick. That corner picked up back here by Leah Liska. Outside left is pushed over by Kinley Dingus. LaGrange has it back. Trilishek pushes it over. That's saved by them. Here's Luxinger, a little tip over, but a good cover by Holick, and they push it over deep into the corner, covered up back there by Hayden Cooper, and we get a double touch on LaGrange. And I think LaGrange was looking for a lift on them and didn't get it. Point for Bellville makes it 20-16. Yeah, Coach O'Neill not liking that whistle. Here's Luxinger with the serve, and that's a good short one. Short hop in front of Hayden Cooper. That makes it 21-16. I think Coach O'Neill's looking for a timeout, but he's used both of his timeouts. Okay, Hayden Cooper is coming out. He took a shot to the floor there. This is an injury timeout. He dove after that. She does have a tendency of diving. And I think she looked like she might be grabbing her wrist, or she might have jammed it into the floor, so they're checking on her. So Avery Griffin is playing middle back now. All right, Rebecca Luxinger will be the server. Good drive that one down the line to Ashton Smith. Holick will set it up for Carly Ulrich, and that one goes off the block into the bench. Point LaGrange. They needed that one too. Carly Ulrich with the right side attack. 17-21, LaGrange serving. They need to reel off about 3 or 4 in a row here. All right, Ulrich will serve. That's not what you wanted there. Into the net, a service there. Point Bellville. Makes it 22-17 for the Brahmanettes. Chloe Brandt will serve. Brandt will send one down the line with Avery Griffin. Back set by Holick outside for Trilishek, and that's going to be somebody called it. Oh, boy, a lot of indecision by that linesman back here. She couldn't make up her mind. Oh, my goodness, what a bad time for that. 23-17, ball back in play toward the net. Here is Griffin, plays the middle back. That's picked up back there by Leah Liska outside for Kinley Dingus, and that ball is out, middle back. Point LaGrange. All right, Ashton Smith serving. Lady Leps down 5 here, but it's getting a little close here in his third set. Deep serve picked up back there by Liska, but that's a bad return. And it goes under the net. Point LaGrange. Back to within 4 at 19-23. All right, here is Smith, middle back, and that's shanked by the libero, Anna Liska. A couple of misplays by her makes it 20-23. And a timeout taken by Bellville. Lady Leps are hanging in there. 30-second timeout. We'll be right back.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
20-23. very competitive here tonight in Bellville. Yeah. Oh, this one is this one here is what I like. Yep. All right, Ashton Smith serving for LaGrange. See if they can get a little closer here. Down 3. Near side, they pop up to Brandt, gets the set. Back row attack by Dingus. Kept alive by LaGrange. Breon Williams off the top of the net. They can't cover it off the net. Point LaGrange. Breon Williams. It's a 2-point set at 21-23. All right, Ashton Smith will be the server. Deep one middle back to Dingus. Brandt will set it up. Dingus back row. Blocked and blocked out. Breon Williams right on it, but it is shanked off to the right. Point for Bellville, and that gives them set point at 24-21. And their server here will be Kinley Dingus, the sophomore outside hitter. See if LaGrange can fight off some set points. First one, third back to Ulrich. Ulrich sets it up for Trilishek, pushes it down the line, and well played there by Kylie Trilishek down the line. A little slow to react on the back row. Point LaGrange, but it is still set point for Bellville at 22-24. Kylie Trilishek serving here. Low serve, picked up by Lishka. They set it outside on the far side for Locke, and she's going to drive that one off the ribbon. Point for Bellville, and they win set number 2 of set number 3, 25-22. The Lady Leps made a move here. They were down by as many as 9 and got it to within 2, but Bellville hangs on. 25-22. They go up 2-1. Move back with the 4th set. LaGrange has to win that one to keep it going. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes.
Brawley Dental Clinic offers comprehensive services from expert diagnostics to complete restorations. They will meet all of your dental needs, providing full dental care and excellent treatment options. Dr. Carrie Brawley and the entire staff are dedicated to making your smile beautiful and healthy again in their state-of-the-art facility. Brawley Dental Clinic at 110 North Washington Street. They're open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Call today, 968-5813.
Julie B. at 134 North Washington in downtown LaGrange is happy to be a part of today's broadcast. Visit Julie B. for a whole new shopping experience for clothing and accessories. They have a huge selection of John Hart purses and totes along with Kendra Scott jewelry. Julie B. is open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5:30, and Saturday from 9:30 to 4:30. Check out Julie B. on Facebook. They wish the Lady Leps good luck with a special shout out to number 3, Clara Bundick.
Got old documents piling up? Colorado Valley Communications is teaming up with Fade Electric Cooperative for their annual Shred Day on Friday, October 3rd from 8:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. at the KC Community Center in LaGrange. Hi, this is Annette McCormick, Special Projects at CVCTX, inviting you to bring out your unwanted personal documents. We'll shred up to 2 boxes for free, and donations will be accepted on behalf of the Gardenia E. Jansen Animal Shelter for additional boxes. Protect your identity and join us for this year's Cooperative Shred Day on October 3rd. Visit cvctx.com for details.
Look at you, having it together. You've got a car. You have a house. Now get your car and house insured together with a State Farm agent. A local agent can help you customize your coverage and save when you bundle your home and auto insurance.
Call Adam Check State Farm Insurance, 968-3600.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability, amount of discount, savings, and eligibility may vary.
For over 70 years, Special Tree Service in Bellville has specialized in trees and only trees. They serve Bellville, Austin County, and the surrounding counties. They're insured, locally owned, and of course, family operated. They do cutting, pruning, and removing of trees. They have a bucket truck and chipper, and they do stump grinding. So call Special Tree Service today, 865-9647, or 885-8105. Peschel Tree Service in Bellville, proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast.
Now we go to set 4. This is a must-win now for LaGrange, down 2-1 here in Bellville. Yes. Probably the most competitive night we've seen here. LaGrange coming here. I mean, they've got it. They got to win this set to tie this match up. They have given Bellville a lot here tonight. This is not the most powerful Bellville team either. I'll grant you that. They've lost 13 matches. They've won 23, and they're going to be the team to beat forever in this district until somebody does. That just hadn't happened. They went to the state championship match in 4A Division II last year, but they did lose some key players. I guess in Bellville's line over here, they don't, they just reload every year, more or less. All right, let's see who. LaGrange will be serving here in the 4th set. Down by 1 now, 2-1. The scores have been 25-22, 19-25, 25-22. All right, here's Carla Ulrich, and we're underway here in the 4th set. They go outside here to Bailey Locke, and she'll give one off the block and gets one down. It's a point for Bellville to start set number 4. So side out to the Brahmanettes. Again, both of these teams 2-0 in the district. All right. And Aliska, the server, picked up back here by Avery Griffin, overpassed it, and they get it back inside. And Rebecca Luxinger just tips one over, and I think she crossed up Breon Williams looking for the big swing, and it didn't happen. And Breon got called for a lift, and it's 2-0 now for Bellville. As Hannah Lischka will serve just down the near side, and that's wide. Ooh. That was very close on this near line, and it's 3-0 on the ace. LaGrange had a little communication issue here between Griffin and Trilishek on the serve return, and they wound up landing on the line. All right, there's Lischka, middle back, and that's an ace. Nobody's playing deep safety for LaGrange there, and it's 4-0. That's another one they let go. They thought might fly out, but that's 4 in a row now to start this set for Bellville. All right, Lischka, near side to Griffin. Trilishek will set it back to Avery on the right, into the double block, and he'll cover off the block, 5-0. Bellville asserted themselves here a little bit, but LaGrange has made a couple of errors here early on some serve returns. All right, Hannah Lischka, middle back. That's serve return problem. Bria Williams kept it alive until she got it over. Here's Bell. Here's Luxinger in the middle and drove it off the block attempt of Campbell Cooper, and it's now a 6-0 jump out here for Bellville in the 4th set. Playing with a sense of we want to get this thing over with now. Lischka serving again. Middle back to Ulrich. Trilishek sets up Breon into the block. LaGrange has the ball again. They can't play it off the block. 7-0 run to start this set for Bellville. All right, Anna Lischka will serve. Short one. Smith picks it up. Trilishek with a pump set across over to Brea Williams. Ball back over by Luxinger. Here is Griffin. Tips one over down the line, saved by Brandt. Outside left here to Locke, and that one goes into the net. And, well, much needed point for LaGrange there to break that 7-0 run to start the fourth set. So LaGrange has got a hill to climb here as Hayden Cooper now back out there will serve. Cooper will send one near side. Locke picks it up there in return, and they get it over to Lishka, but blocked. Little pushed over was put back across. Blocked by Breon Williams at the net. It's a point for LaGrange. Well, that's 2 in a row after giving up 7. All right, Cooper, Hayden will serve again. That floats middle back, picked up back there by Kinley Dingus. They go outside on the right side over to Sims, saved by Trilishek, and they get it over. Bellville's got it again. Back row attack by Dingus, and she went middle back to the far sideline and out of the reach of Ashton Smith. Point for Bellville. And the back row swing by Kinley Dingus makes it an 8-2 score here in the fourth set. All right, their server is Addison Holloman. She'll send one near side to Cooper. Good pass to Lishek. Cross course to the left side over to Ulrich. The double block that kept it alive. Back over. Harley with another good swing, but they save it. They get it near side here. Pushed over. Here's Ashton Smith. Back bumps one over to Harley Ulrich, and that service, that hill is going to be wide left and out. Point for Bellville. 9-2 now for LaGrange, for Bellville rather. Leading 2-1. All right, Addison Holloman down the line to Ulrich. Trilishek has to run it down. They get it outside here for Campbell. Cooper pushes it deep, saved back there by Lishka. And then Bellville scrambles and gets it over. Here's Breon Williams, and that one she drove into the block attempt of Rebecca Luxinger, and that one ricochets in the seats. Point LaGrange on the kill by Breon Williams in the middle. Lady Leps are going to need more of that. They're down by 6, 3-9 with the serve, Breon Williams. She'll send that one middle back, and that's shanked by libero Anna Liska, who's had a tough night back there tonight off and on. Point LaGrange makes it 4-9. All right, here's Breon. They serve it to Liska again. That one she kept in play. Outside here for Berkman. Brought back over by Lomzu and kept alive, though, by Bellville. Outside left, here's Ulrich into the top of the, I don't think that one over the net, did it? No, never cleared the net. Point for Bellville. Makes it a 10-4 lead for them. All right, serving now for the Brahmanettes, Leah Lishka. Lishka will send one far side over to Hayden Cooper. Good pass to Trilishek. Then a push over by Ulrich, kept alive by Bellville. Outside left to Lishka. Brought back over by Lomza and Cooper, and they push it deep. But Rebecca Luxinger, the senior middle blocker, saw that open spot in the far corner and just pushed it out that direction. And no way for Hayden Cooper to get to it. It's 11-4 Brahmanettes here in the fourth. LaGrange takes a timeout. Let's take a 60-second break, and we'll be back.
The mission of the LaGrange Family Health Center is to improve the health of those they serve with a commitment to excellence. Their goal is to offer quality care and programs that set community standards, exceed patients' expectations, and provide a caring, convenient, cost-effective, and accessible manner. Their focus is improving lives through health and wellness. In LaGrange, call 968-8493. In Giddings, 542-7400. And in Flatonia, 361-865-3302. Bloomin' Junction at 120 South Main Street in LaGrange is happy to be a part of tonight's Lady Lep volleyball broadcast with special shout-out libero number 12, Ashton Smith. Bloomin' Junction. Give them a call at 968-5240 for flowers for whatever occasion or time of year, and they also have a lot of great gift ideas. They're open 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Again, located at 120 South Main. That's Bloomin' Junction in downtown LaGrange.
All right, welcome back to Bellville as the Brahmanettes has added another point. They're pulling away now in this fourth set, 12-4. It looks like the air is just out of the sail for LaGrange. All of a sudden, serve middle back to Ashton Smith. Trilishek sets up Campbell Cooper, tipped it over, covered up by Lisha. They go outside right to Burkham. That's brought back across by Carly Ulrich. Point Lady Leps. They're going to need a lot more of that to get back into this set to keep this match alive. It is 5-12. Bellville up 2-1. Here's Gabby Holick serving. She'll send one middle to Lishka. They set it for Luxinger. Just pushed it over middle back to Hayden Cooper. Outside left, Ulrich into the double block, and he went over the net, but nobody covered it for LaGrange off the block. Point Bellville, side out. And they're up 13-5 with Rebecca Luxinger serving. So Luxinger will send it near side to Ashton Smith. Back set here for Ulrich, a little off target, got it over, but they pushed it back across. Here's Bellville again, another little push over. That one by defensive specialist Addison Hulleman. Instead of getting it to her setter, she just pushed it over the net to the 10-foot line, and nobody home for LaGrange. Makes it a 14-5 set. All right, Rebecca Luxinger, far side over to Kylie Trilishek. Good pass to Holick. Middle attack, lobs the block back over. LaGrange keeps it in play with Cooper, and Trilishek pushes it over down at an angle, but they kept it in play. And here's Luxinger from the back row, deflected by Lomza, saved by Hayden Cooper for Ulrich, and that one is blocked out. Point LaGrange. Harley Ulrich with a kill there on the left. So the lady has to get the serve back, but still down by 8. Harley Ulrich will be the server. Carly will send one middle back. They keep it in play. They set it up in the middle for Shelby Mercer. She got that one around the middle block into the back corner here. Nobody home from LaGrange. Point Bellville. So 1 and out on the serve for LaGrange, and it's now 15-6. This is Chloe Brandt serving. She'll send one down the line to Avery Griffin, almost overpassed it. Bellville didn't put the ball into the antenna, but they misplayed that one. Point for LaGrange. So 7-15, LaGrange serving. Here's Ashton Smith now serving on the far side down the line. Picked up there by Kinley Dingus. They go back to Dingus from the back row, and she drives that one off the block attempt of Avery Griffin into the seats. Point Bellville. That makes it 16-7. Boy, look really good for the Lady Leps up until about halfway through that third set. And there's a serve, and that's going to be, oh my gosh, they called that in? That ball was clearly out. That ball did not hit the line. And Coach O'Neill is looking down the line. That ball sure looked long. It's an ace, makes it 17-7. All right, here's Dingus serving. That's another deep one, and that one's out. Got to call that one out. That was out by a foot. Point LaGrange. All right, Kylie Trilishek serving. Bellville runs in 2 or 3 new players. All right, here's Trilishek with the serve. That's a good one. Middle back to Lishka. She overpassed it back. Contested ball. LaGrange got it. Trilishek outside left for Griffin. Just pushes it over middle back to Anderson and pushed over by Rebecca Luxinger. Point for Bellville. And again, one serving out for LaGrange. They just can't put anything together here. They've scored back-to-back points twice in this set. Now Carly Ulrich. This is my favorite part where you got to relay the message from the player to the coach. All right, Liska serving. I think LaGrange is might be looking for a back row attack there. Oh, there's a ball in the middle for Breon Williams. Blombeck over by Luxinger, but LaGrange kept it in play. But then they overpassed it back to Luxinger, and she put it away on the far side because everybody was shifted to this side of the floor. Point Bellville, and it's now 19-8. And the timeout. We'll take a break. Be back in 30 seconds.
LaGrange Tire Incorporated will get you rolling on a new set of reliable tires. They carry great brands like Goodyear, Dunlop, and Kelly, guaranteed to get your family around safely. And not only is LaGrange Tire your one-stop for tires, it's also your one-stop for major auto repairs, brake jobs, and roadside service. Just call 968-3467. They'll take good care of you. LaGrange Tire Incorporated at 547 East Travis in LaGrange. They're proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast.
All right, 19-8, looking a little bleaker now for LaGrange. It looked very promising after the second set. LaGrange tied it up, winning 19-15 in a close, competitive third set. They were down by 9 in the third set. LaGrange came back and got it to within 2 points, but couldn't finish it. And then Bellville jumped out quickly here and took the wind out of the sail to start this fourth set, scoring the first 7 points. And LaGrange is never really threatened here. All right, the ball back in play. Trillershek sets up Breon Williams, deflected at the net. Bellville keeps it in play. Here's a swing from the right side by Locke. LaGrange blocks it back. They go to Luxinger, blocked back across by Breon Williams. Trillershek will set up Griffin, and that one she drilled. And they called it out. And boy, the LaGrange coaches are off the bench, and boy, the other group, the fans on the other end of the floor just went nuts with that one being called out. And they didn't overrule it. Point for Bellville, and that ball was clearly in. Ball back in play. Here's Breon Williams. That's deflected at the net, covered back row. Breon running this direction, trying to keep it in play, and LaGrange does keep it in play. There's Luxinger from the left side, and LaGrange was out of position big time there, and Luxinger put that one away. But that ball, that point before, that ball was clearly in, called out. All right, their server is Anna Liska. Middle one, short one back here to Ashton Smith. That was not a good return into the net. Holly Trillershek tried to dig it out, and they just couldn't play it. It's 22-8. There's Liska, short ball to Smith. Trillershek will set it outside there for Cooper, and that's blocked back across by Luxinger, point Bellville, and now it is 23-8, and this one is pretty much in the books. But it looked really good after 2 sets. And it's gotten away from LaGrange. This started this set when it was 7-0, changed everything. Ball back in play. Campbell Griffin plays one down the line. Bellville Brandt kept it in play on top of the net. LaGrange put it away with Breon Williams, point Lady Leps. Makes it 9-23, but boy, they got to have a bunch here. LaGrange has not scored more than 2 straight points in this set. Here's Cooper. Boy, she just airmailed that one way past the back line. Service error. Now it is set and match point for the Brahmanettes at 24-9. The third set, LaGrange had that big comeback, and this came up a little short, and then Bellville jumped out quickly in this one, and it was all over after that. Here's the serve, set point, match point. Trillershek sets it up for Ulrich, deflected at the net. Bellville keeps it in play, and they get it over. Cooper, Trillershek, Breon Williams, and they won't get that one. They shanked that one, then will take the kill for Breon, point LaGrange. And they get the double figures. Breon Williams will serve. 7 in a row to start the set, and another 6 in a row here later in the set really blew it open.
KBUK LaGrange.
It's still match point. Breon Williams will send one deep, and that's out. Service error, match is over. And Bellville holds court here at home But LaGrange made it tough on them for the first two sets. But that third set, Bellville got up by 8 or 9. LaGrange got beat by 2. Thought you had the momentum, but Bellville took it right back from them when they scored the first 7 points of this fourth set, and that was all she wrote as Bellville wins set 4, 25-10. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and wrap it up here from Bellville.
Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative has provided safe, reliable, affordable power to their members in 14 counties that covers 3,800 square miles. You're not a customer, you're a member and an owner. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative is also a part of your community. They support your school and its students. That's why they're proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. Visit bluebonnet.coop to learn more. Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative.
Cooler temps, school's back, and Friday night lights are glowing. Whether you're cheering at the football field or courtside at volleyball, NBT's digital tools make banking simple wherever the season takes you. Bank smarter with mobile deposits, card controls, and alerts that work as hard as your team does.
Local since 1888, trusted for generations.
Your hometown bank, right here, right now. National Bank and Trust. Let's make this season your smartest yet. Member FDIC.
Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating has the experience, knowledge, professionalism, and quality service you'd expect from a Lennox Premier dealer. This earned distinction means you receive outstanding installation, maintenance, and service on your home's heating and cooling system. Call Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating at 968-5277 today or visit them online at readersac.com to learn more about how they can make your home's air perfect. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating is happy to be a part of today's broadcast.
All right, welcome back to Bellville as the Brahmanettes hold home court here, winning this match in 4 sets. 25-22, 19-25, 25-22, 25-10, but it was a very competitive first couple of sets. It was 1-1, and then in the third set, LaGrange was down 17-9, made a match set of it, and he got it down to 2 and wound up losing that one 25-22, but Bellville pretty much put it to rest in the fourth set, jumping out to a 7-0 lead, and then they had another 6-0 run later and put this one away 25-10. But again, for LaGrange tonight, they were very much in this match tonight until that last set. And the Lady Leps dropped to 2-1 in district, 21-13 on the year. And the Brahmanettes now 3-0 and 24-13. And career win for Susan Brewer, 1284. If that's accurate, that's what I was told. So that's what we're going to go with. So LaGrange now 2-1. The Brahmanettes 3-0, and the Lady Leps will be playing Smithville on Friday in their next match, and that one will be in LaGrange. Hope you enjoyed it. We want to thank our sponsors. Here, if I can find my book here, I'll tell you who the sponsors were. Where'd it go? There it is. I want to thank Brawley Dental Clinic, Julie B's, Colorado Valley Communications, Adam Tech State Farm Insurance, Special Tree Farm, LaGrange Family Health Center, Blumen Junction, LaGrange Tire Incorporated, Bluebonnet Electric Cooperative, National Bank and Trust, and Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating. Thank those folks for being a part of it. We thank y'all for listening. Thanks to Mike Anders. Doubleheader on Friday, volleyball, Weimer and Schulenburg at 4:30, football, Weimer and Schulenburg at 7:30 over in Schulenburg here on KBUK. All right, that's going to wrap it up here from Bellville. Hope you enjoyed it. For Mike Anders, I'm Gary Dushek. Good night, everybody.